Alright, testing, testing. 1, 2, 3, testing. Alright, testing, testing. 1, 2, 3, testing. Perfect! Perfect, perfect, perfect. Perfect, 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 perfect. Just let me start VTube Studio here. I'm a bit behind. Okay. Oh, gotta open the camera. Test. There we go. There we go. Boop. Yes. Whoop. Wow. We are good. Okay. Hello, everyone. Yeah. Hi. Another episode of Blender for Korman for beginners. Today, although the stream title says Kirel, we're going to be starting in Chiso Perenniv. Also, I apologize if I'm sniffly. It snowed and is technically still snowing. And my sinuses have been reacting all nonsensically. Anyway, Chiso Perenniv. If you've been following the Minkata Alpha test cycle, I've been working on updating it and all that. The lighting is still a little bizarre, and the windows are still doing this weird shit. But, anyway, point is that, I've been working on this, and I figured out a lot of stuff that, I will be testing, through in Kirel in the coming stream, I hope. But for the moment, I need to test to make sure that I didn't screw up this imager. We can, take a picture here. Although I'm already suspecting I did screw it up. Oh, wait, nope, nope, there's the imager region. Okay. Okay, that upload did work, but again, this is our private instance, and I'm gonna have no way of knowing for sure if this fix here actually did the thing I was hoping it was gonna do on Minkata, because Minkata is a public instance, and I do not have a public instance to test with here. We will worry about that later, I suppose. Oh, actually, no. I think I do have a way to test that. I should just be able to use the book here on the shelf, and it should ideally send me to a public instance instead of a private instance, but who knows? Who knows? We'll give it a test real quick. Assuming it lets me through. Okay, I don't think it's gonna let me through. Boop. Okay, well, we'll work on that later. Anyway, yeah. Let's, let's get started on Kirel. I'm going to open up a new blend file. Apologies, this is going to be kind of boring. We're going to select everything. We're going to delete. And now, I'm going to go up here. I'm going to go all scenes, orphan data, purge all. Said purge all. There we go. Well, those aren't going to be imported, so this should be fine. Anyway, current scene, right? So, file, import, ZLZH importer. Now, I should have yep, Kirel. Here we go. I'm going to select all of these lovely things. I'm going to hit age import. And it's going to go through a whole list of things that you're probably not seeing, but we're going through them anyway. So yeah, hi everyone. How's your week been? Oh wait, you can't. No wait, that's just me. That's just me seeing a window over my window. Yeah. Anyway, hi everyone. Hello. It's been a big last couple of weeks, and my head has not been in the game very much, to the point I've forgotten things and blah, blah, blah. Stress does stupid stuff to your memory. But I'm pleased to report that I'm feeling very good today, whether sinus headaches aside. But yeah, this import's going to take a little while. It's bringing in all the objects from Kirel, and I grabbed the latest version of Kirel off of the repo, I believe. It was either the repo or Mankata Alpha. Either way, Kirel should be the latest build version that I am importing right now, which is the version that Doobs converted from the original Cyan blend, and then did some upgrades too. Unfortunately, Doobs never provided the Kirel blend file like he did with Chiso and a couple other projects. Anyway, point is, sure, Parker, sure. Glad to hear you're doing all right, and sorry to hear about the broke, but glad to hear you're getting a new phone and couch. That is great to hear. That is great to hear. Yeah. It's been a real headache with Chiso Preniv. I'm hoping to, at least over this stream or maybe the next two, to help get you guys caught up on everything that I was doing with Chiso, because Chiso is frankly a big old headache, and I don't want to walk through you all through the Chiso Preniv headache. Woohoo! And we finished! Okay. First things first, we're going to File, Save As. And we're going to go to our Pod Concept Revisit, and we're going to save this as NB02 Kirel.blend. And you'll notice that the 0 point object is pointing at everything in the age. And I mean everything. Look at that. I don't know if this is just a quirk of ZLZ or if this is how things are technically exported. or not. I don't know. What is this up here? What's this object? This is telecam region. Ah, okay, that's probably for a camera that is no longer active. Look at this. If we zip over here, we've got a model of a Gira. Woohoo! That is not where I expected any of that to be, Doobs. That is definitely not where I expected that to be. But it's not a problem. It is not a problem. It is not a problem. Let's come in here and we'll take a look at everything. So yeah. First things first. Oop. Is there something on that? Nope, nothing on that podium. Okay. So, first things first. Yeah. Okay, so first things first, I'm actually going to open up the folder that we just converted, which is Kirel. We're going to come and look at our textures here. Before I probably go looking through the age itself, I'm going to skim through here, and I'm going to look real quick for any .pngs. Ah. Here's a PNG. Okay. Door lights. Oop, we've got light maps. Oh. Yeah, we got light maps. I have no idea if these have been color shifted or not, though. Wow, that is a really tiny light map. Really, really tiny light maps. Really, really tiny light maps, that is for sure. But it looks like most of the decaling in here that are PNGs have probably survived the import without hassle, I want to say. Everything looks colored correctly. Of course, we're going to have to look at this in-game to be absolutely 100% certain that everything is correct. But if we're lucky, if we are absolutely lucky, yeah. If we are lucky, all of these are good. I don't need to do any conversion work. But we are not going to know for sure until we get in-game and look at this. So let's bring over a window here. Let's switch to our node editor. Use nodes. Oops, I don't want to. Whatever those are. Okay, we've got a draw region for that. We've got soft region. We got soft regions. Interior rooms, light. I have no idea if this imported node tree even works. I really do not. I do not know if any of this is going to work or not. We're going to leave it as is for the moment. Because, yeah, I don't know for sure. What I'm going to do first and foremost is take a look over here, because folks were complaining about a collision. Yeah, look at that. There's a collision here for a cooler, and then Dubes added this whole thing here to block kickables, and he set it to also block avatars, which yeah, I don't know why he set that to block avatars, but I've also had many requests from people to remove this collision, so we are removing it. Now, everything should be back to the collision setup that it was before. Seriously, didn't even remove all of these other collision meshes. He just put up a new one. Okay. Well, okay. Let's see here. How does Eddie look when we put on material? Oh, he's got good lighting for once. And he's not set to shadeless. That's perfect. Got the imager stuff. And then we come in here. Ooh, we got the banners. Yes. Let me select this. Let me see what the lighting looks like in here. Ah. Strange choices. But yeah, none of these are light grouped properly, because I think the light grouping got stripped out of this. Which means I'm probably going to have to fix all of this lighting. Wow, look at all these little... I'm assuming that used to be a spheroid type mesh, and then it got turned into this somehow. But yeah, okay. Okay, the heck is going on? Oh, these are the stalag. Okay, these are the things poking through the ceiling. Are they really just clipping through up here? Are they really just clipping through from up here? I don't remember them being clipping through from up there, but... Well... That's an interesting shape. Shora, MSK. Shora. Okay. 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 We have no text things to look at. I'm going to set this to UV in case we need to mess with things, which I don't think we should. Okay, I've done having given everything a quick spot check. We're going to save again. Hold on a second. Did I not get Kirel's lock file? Does Kirel even have a lock file? That NB02. Really? Really? You're not? Neighborhood. Neighborhood. Kirel does not have a lock file. Okay. That's good to know. Okay. So, at this point, we need to start figuring out what we need to troubleshoot. And the only way to figure out what we need to troubleshoot is to test export. Okay, first thing we have to deal with is the sound emitter is not set up correctly. So we're going to, the sound emitters are not set up correctly. Yeah. So we're going to look for Blender file. We're going to come over here to sounds. Oh, look at all these lovely, lovely sounds that are absolutely missing. Yep. Okay. So we're going to look for I'm just going to type in SFX, and we're going to see what we got here. Yeah, here we are. So, we're going to come along here, and we're going to start looking for our SFX files. We're going to come along here. We're going to go to our SFX folder. So we're going to start going through, and we're just going to start fixing our missing SFX files. I always hope that it can find them, but it's a weak hope, and it doesn't really often work. Anyway, we're starting with the fountain, so we're going to go to NB01, and we're looking for fountain loop. Now, see, it's going to add that stupid 001 to the end, which we do not want. And that's going to cause us problems later. But for the moment, actually, no. No, no, no. No, no. Yeah, look at all these. We need to disconnect all of these. Ah! Cancel. I don't want to search for a new file just yet. And the reason that I'm clearing all these out is just because it's going to be a whole lot easier to delete them so we can add them in fresh. I know this seems like a little boring work here, but this is all in the name of trying to get our files, our blend file here, to actually export. And we need it to export to actually get in Edge and start deducing what other stuff we're going to need to get right. And I know it's a boring tedium, but that's the process of fixing an age that has, oh, part of the process. And the other thing to note is that I'm going through and I'm just disconnecting the sound file without disconnecting the node setup. And the reason I'm doing that is so I don't have to fuss recreating these settings. Because if I just deleted the entire node, it would be... I'm trying to limit the amount of destructive editing I'm doing to just the bare minimum. The good news is that I do not seem to have screwed this up like I did with Chiso, where I had multiple attempts to import, and it did not work out well because it kept adding these 001s and these 000 things to the end of the object names, and it did not like that. It did not like that at all. Or 02. Why didn't you just name these left and right, Doobs? Oh, he did for some of these. L emit and right emit. But he didn't do it consistently for all of them. At least I'm assuming that wasn't just the way it was. But I have a feeling, I don't know. It might have been just the way that he imported them. I don't know. This could have been Cyan's naming scheme. I don't know. also, all this is to say that what I'm doing here is technically, I'm not sure I need to be working on Kirel just yet. See, the thing is that we don't have the original blend file. I don't know if we will be getting the original blend file. But I am working on this under the assumption that we are not going to get the blend file, the original blend file. So, yeah. But at any rate, this is ancillary work to the fact that I am trying to show you guys how to take in an age and do the conversion work that needs to be done at this point. Also, you notice that I'm not bothering unchecking the export tag. The reason for that is that it doesn't matter if I uncheck it now and I add a new sound file, it's just going to re-enable it later. And that's super annoying to deal with. Guessing those are origin objects. Confirm it. Yep. Okay, there's a whole bunch of speakers. I'm just going to switch this to emit. And we're going to go back over and we're going to triple check to make sure I got everything. I did not. Did not get everything. Okay, I think. Okay, I'm going to assume that I got everything. I'm going to go into sounds here. Now, let me triple check something. Amethyst gave me instructions how to do this. I need to verify before I do this. It's not the thread I wanted to look at. Give me a second here. I just have to scroll upwards. Scrolling, 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 scrolling. No, I don't want to look at that picture. Come on. Okay. There we go. We just gotta do it like this. Yep, we're just going through all of these sounds and we're getting rid of them. No. Delete. I wish there was a more expedient way of doing this, but... those are all the emitters, so I do not need to mess with them. Emit. Okay. So, if I'm remembering correctly, this one is the sound emitter for the map. We want to look up... we want to look up in the X category, because that's generic. X map show. Yes. And yay, it has a new name to it. But then we just click off export. Then we're just going to select map show. Map show. Map show. Map show. Okay, SFX fountain emit. Now we look for... 3D sound, it's going to loop. And then this is going to be set to... it's already set to left. Okay. We're going to go for the exact same file, just to be on the safe side. Fountain loop. Look at that. Ah, it did just reuse the same one. Okay. Now then, for what is probably going to be... okay. This is going to be one of the more complicated things, but we will cycle back to it eventually. But for the moment, going to go to our Kirel section, which is KDKR. We're looking for Kirel Watson to start with. Now, I need to remember which one is the most recent one. Q1 2024 English. Okay, that's the most recent one. Now we'll browse. Okay. 2023 is the next one. So is there any, okay, the next soonest 2023 is Q3 2023. Excuse me. Then the next one before that (2023), the next 2023 is 2021. Okay. Now, here's why I was doing all the Customizable and the Kirel stuff to begin with. You see the settings we have here for this one? They're wrong here. They got reset to default, and that is why the most recent Kirel audio, it plays, so, oop. And we want exponential, and we want you to be exponential. Okay. Interesting that this one has a soft region assigned to it when the others didn't. So I'm gonna get rid of that. I'm going to set this to 5. That needs an extra 0 appended to the end. You need to be 360. You need to be 0. And voila! We have now, appropriately, boom, fix the sound issue. If everything was wired up correctly and I was able to import it into the game properly, and I played that audio for you, all of those audios would play consistently now. Although Watson's is for some reason set to 49%, but I'm guessing that's just because it's a louder file. Anyway, let's continue on our little pathway here. Key slot. We're looking. Hold on, before I move on. Everything is set to not export. Okay, perfect. I'm looking for key slot. Key slot glow emit. Podium gear emit is empty because the podium does not make noise anymore. Frankly, we could probably just delete that object, but instead I'm just going to disable it. You don't need it. Now then, podium emit. Podium button emit. Yeah, I don't know why do you have the soft region. We will worry about that later. For now, we're going to go to, as soon as it loads up, scroll. We're going to go to Kadish. And we're looking for the moon glow room button up. Uncheck export. I'm going to search. I'm going to find Kadish moon room button down. Boom. Okay. So that's our up button and our down button. I probably should have those switched around. Classroom SFX big wall imager emit. I'm going to assume that this is just the same generic imager hum that always happens. So we're just going to look here. X. Imager small loop. So that's left. That's right. Perfect. Borrow stream emit. These were borrow streams 0, 1, or 0, 0, and 0, 1. Borrow stream 0, 0. Mono. And X borrow stream 0, 1 mono. Woohoo! And now those two will make the borrow stream. Borrow stream. Make sure that's not exporting because we don't need it to export. We do not need it to export. No, 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 we do not. Right. Empty. We're looking now for the B01. We're looking for We're going to have to, give me a second. I'm going to have to actually look up what this, I'm going to have to look up what this sound file is. Give me just a moment. We're going to save what we've been working on here. I'm going to close the window down. And give me just a moment. Jitos. Minkata alpha. Boop. Okay, we're gonna patch Minkata real quick. Launcher. Yep. Can't see it, but we're gonna go jump into Uru real quick, and I'm gonna try and track down what that specific file is. What that specific sound is. So I'm assuming we're dealing with the classroom doors. Yeah, the classroom and the classroom and the egg room main doors, I believe. But we will see. We will see. Uru, center screen, not fully framed, but that's fine, I guess. Loading, updating, and all that jazz. Bum, 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 bum. Okay, so we're going to NB01. Actually, no. We're going to go to Kirel proper. We're going to go to Kirel proper, and we're going to look at what sounds are being played. We're going to Kirel proper, and we're going to look at what sounds are played. Actually, come to think of it, I think that one key slot glow sound didn't even need to be playable either. I could have just deleted that. I could have just deleted that. Anyway, doesn't matter. So that's our imager hum. Look at the cones and the marbles all in a row. So, right. Sound effects that we're looking for. I'm pretty sure this one is going to be easy enough to find by the name. Yeah, that sounds like the same sound effect both times. Let's see here. Right, okay, give me a second here. Let's open up. Oh my god. NB's. Okay, let's see here. I'm looking for. Why does that open and close at the same time? That's the private room door, so I'm looking for... Well, that's a big wall imager. I may need to change that. Oh, did you hear the bar scream just there? Yeah, that was, that's one of those bar screams that we just had to deal with. The heck? Is there really only that one SFX? I gotta check that out a bit closer and be. Okay, let's see here. Is there really only? Okay, I see what happens. Okay, it's one SFX has only one. Okay. That's what's happening. That is what's happening. I don't. Okay, so what's happening here is the main SFX, the OGG, plays left and right at the same time in the same file. But Cyan is clever enough to layer two different sounds in the two tracks, so that way when they are exported to streaming cache as two separate files, you see what we end up with here, right? We end up with a right track or the left track plays the opening, and the right track plays the close. So, now, what that means is... We're going to open up Blender again. Go back to MB02 Kirel. Okay, so we're dealing with Bevendor01A emit. And we have a right channel and a left channel. So you know what this means. Yeah. What this means is we now get to look for what we thought we were looking for, which is B01. We're looking for Bevendor01 open close. Because this is the R track, that's going to be our close. And if we do B01, Bevendor open close, the L is going to be, yeah, okay. So we're going to come back to our X imager here. And we're going to look for the NB01 big wall imager loop. Back over here, big wall imager loop. Big wall imager loop. Woohoo! Okay. We're getting there. Big wall imager. Yep, gotta look for the file names, basically. Bevendor01A emit. Bevendor01B emit. And then Bevendor01. So we got the close and then the open. That's sure not going to be confusing at all, is it? Okay. Blue button emit. Blue button. I'm guessing blue button is referring to you. Okay. This is where I probably should have made a note of what the files were before I deleted them. Okay. Okay, so I'm looking at the files here. I'm looking for blue button. I'm looking for blue. Oh, can't see because you have Uru in the way. Of course. Okay. Someone needs to remind me to take that off screen. Okay. You know what? I'm going to come back to the blue button emitter in just a bit because I am not sure what that should be. A moment, however, we're going to look for our cones. We're going to do our cones. We're going to come along here. We're going to look for, it's going to be P for physics. These went up, went in descending order. This is kind of boring, I know. But this is the kind of troubleshooting that we do when we are practicing to write missing sounds. We're going to come here and make sure these are all set to not export. Okay. No, I don't want to select all those. I want to select... Come on, where are you? Where are you? Cone hit 4. Yep. I'm going to start with 1. We're going to come up to 5. Boom. And then we're just going to do the same thing. Cone 5. Cone 4. Cone 3. Cone 2. Cone 1. Ooh, yep, we're just going to do the same thing. Cone 1. Cone 2. Cone 3. Cone 4. Cone 5. And I'm beginning to wonder if I've now hit upon why my cone sounds in pod 12 were not working, because these are going in descending order, which makes a whole lot more sense when... Yep. Okay. And these are just a... Yep, and it's a regular... Yep. Okay. I think I know where I went wrong with those now. Cone. Cone. Yep, this reverse order suddenly makes sense. Oop. Wrong one. There we go. You're probably wondering what I'm talking about, but, so we're going to jump ahead just slightly to the node tree. I'm not going to work on it just yet, but we're going to talk briefly about the node tree in Chiso Primitive for the podium audio. And I was having an issue where when I finally got it playing, it was playing the sound files backwards from what I had registered them as. And I was like, why aren't you playing in the order I put you in? And the answer, of course, is I had named my files backwards. I had put the oldest at file 1 and the newest at a higher number. When in reality, I needed to do it backwards so that the oldest had the highest number and then the newest had the smallest. Which seemed completely backwards to me at the time, but now I'm beginning to think that that has a whole lot more importance than I was giving it credit for. Of course, I could just be completely speculating off the top of my head, but we will see. But the fact that these were all listed in reverse order the first time was notable, and I am, oopsie, you need to be cone 1, you need to be cone 2, you need to be cone, you need to be cone 3, you need to be cone 4, you need to be cone 5. Oh boy, now we've hit the slide. Like we finished the cone's kick emitters. Now we need to do the slide emitters. And there are 8 cones in this age. There are 8 cones in this age. There are 8 cones in this age. And we gotta do 8 sliding effects now. Okay, I'm just teasing. I'm just teasing. Right. So, now we gotta look for P cone slide. You need to be cone slide 3. Here, P cone slide loop 2. Come on. Cone slide 1. Boop. And then we're just going to do the exact same thing. Slide 1. Slide 2. Slide 3. 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 And we're done with the cones. Woohoo! Now we need to find Kirel's ambient SFX. I'm going to bring up our audio folder here. SFX. B. We're looking for what I think is our global ambient, MB01. Okay. We're looking for MB01. For global ambience. Woo! There's our global ambience. Okay, so there's a green button, so that means the blue button is probably the blue SFX. Lights, power. Okay. Probably should not have closed that window. NB1, let's see here. I'm thinking I need to go back into Kirel to listen to the SFX. We're going to launch. I have a sneaking suspicion all the buttons... Nope. You get to go bye-bye, Mr. Bot. Put... Spam. Spam, scan... Yep, spam. Next. It's pretty obvious. Need a scam. Block. And let's ban. Whoop. And now we get rid of that little message in the corner. And boom, deleted by moderator. Yay! Sounds to me like you need to... Sounds like you need to add another cone. Parker, yes. So many cones. So many cones. So many cones. I'm not adding more cones right now. I am not. Okay. This time I'm just going to go to NB01 because I know that the sounds are going to be the same across the two ages because Cyan did not give unique sounds for most of it. So, we're not going to be listening for the sound that the lights make. We're going to be listening to the sound that the buttons make. Button 2. Okay. Yes, that is exactly what it is. Those are button 2. Okay. So, we're going to go back to blue button up here, where we skipped by it. Blue button 01 emit. We're going to go to NB01. Just don't skip by it. We're going with button click 2. We're going to come back down to here for green. We're going to go to button click 02. You know what, while we're thinking on it, I might as well look for orange button, because it's going to be the same button click sound. That chunk chunk sound. Okay. Lights. That's a lot of light sound. Let's see, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All of these are the same except for this last one. Okay. Okay, let's count here. There's one. Okay, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, I know what these. Okay, I know what these are going to be. These are going to be our power on and our power off. There's going to be 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, 3. 7. What's the 7th supposed to be? Well, anyways, I'm gonna BRB real quick. Nothing better for getting work done like adding more work to your work. Yes, Parker. Anyway, I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna get a drink of water, and then we will get back to adding more sound effects. Be right back. I'm back, and I've had a moment to think about it. So, I'm pretty sure what the 7th emitter here is. Give me a second. I'm going to jump to here. Kirel. And I'm fairly certain it's that one. Oh, also there's a Kirel global ambience. Yeah, okay, I'm pretty sure the 7th SFX is this one. So we don't have to worry about it. Right then. Boop. Right, so we're going to come back up here. I'm going to go back to our global emit. I'm going to disconnect you. We're going to search. I'm going to go grab E, F, G, H, I, J, K, rel, global ambience loop. Woohoo! Okay. Got the correct global ambience emitter sound now. Woohoo! Okay, so power light emitter. I'm going to start with number 1. Actually, no, hold on. The special one. The special one that has the louder volume. This one is going to be the Kirel special thing. This is going to be the garden light solution because it's got the special little... Yeah, it's got the larger volume and it's got the special region. So, garden light solution. Boop. Actually, hold on. Should probably set... No. Yes. Doesn't matter. 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 Okay, we're gonna go now to the NB zeros. The NB zeros. 4 element. Okay. NB01. Blue lights on. And then I'm going to do blue lights off. Nothing important. Blue lights off. We got blue lights on and then blue lights off. And then we're going to do the green lights on, the green lights off. And then we're going to do orange lights on and orange lights off. Yay! One, green lights on. Lights off. And look at that, we got 2 slots left. Let's check that. Orange lights on. And orange lights off. Yay! Got the light track done. Now we're going to come over here. We're going to do the exact same thing. Lights on. Lights off. Lights on. Lights off. Lights on. Lights off. Okay. Now for the link door emitter. Yeah, look, it's going to be the exact same SFX, I bet, but it's... Yeah, it's split into the left and right. So I'm going to go over here. Oh, okay. And I'm going to guess NB01, and we're looking at link door emit. So we're looking at... Yep. It's got both this. It's doing the exact same things again. Let's quickly jump to the streaming cache, NB01. See here. Looking for link door. Right. So that's exactly what's happening again. Is it is the exact same SFX split. It's just yeah. Link door open close. And link door open close. And then link, this is the exact same thing. Link door open close. Link door open close. We are not even halfway through all of the, well, actually, we might be a little more than halfway through, but I don't know, we're almost halfway through the sound files, and we haven't even gotten a successful export yet. Oh! Yeah. This is ever so mildly tedious. I know. It's work. And this is generally what I had to do with Chiso. I had to sort out the sound emitters. Although with Chiso, I just disabled all the sound emitters so I could get a good export going right off the bat. But we are not doing that today. I'm going to do this correctly. I'm going to do this bit by bit by bit. We're doing this in the proper orders for teaching purposes because this is a tutorial series, ostensibly. Ostensibly, I still need to get back to uploading my backlog. We're at this for an hour and 30 minutes, and we haven't even finished a proper export of Kirel yet. Wow! Oh, boy. Make sure to save. We have saved our blend. Okay. And we're going to go find our MB01. Let's see here. There should be a stream gurgle and a lower stream. Yep. Okay. So all of these are named properly. It's giving us the hints of what we need in the thing, in the name, in the file name. So looking for lower loop. You are not an emitter, or you're not an exporter. Lower. Boop. Okay. Oh, and now we're back to the marbles. There's going to be 4 marbles, so we're going to have to do... Boy, am I glad we got the orange things already done. Are you guys ready for some more monotony? Because I sure ain't. Let me paraphrase a bit from Adam Savage a bit. Monotony is where you need to be really, really, really careful with what you're doing. When I was working on Chiso, when I was migrating things to pages, I was accidentally misclicking because I was monotonously adding things to the same pages in a row, and I was not paying attention. I was trusting my rote memory, and because of that, some things ended up in the wrong PRP pages, and that caused issues. Little issues, but it caused issues. So, yeah. Okay. I'm going to assume these follow the exact same pattern as before. We're going to go as an X folder. We're going to look for the P for physics section. P log wood. Come on. Where's marble? Marble hit 1. These are all marble hit emitters. Marble hit 2. Ugh. Marble hit 3. You can already see there's going to be marble roll emitters too. I suppose the good news is if I get this to work right, I will have figured out how to get them to work for pod 12, finally. Maybe. We'll see. Marble hit 4. Do not export. I'm going to assume this file naming scheme comes from Cyan rather than Doobs. Just because of how different this particular layout is for the outliner. I'm going to assume that this is how Cyan had it rather than how Doobs had it, just because Doobs' style for naming objects and their sounds was different from this. So I'm assuming that this specific style with age, sound, file name of the effect, you know, I'm assuming that is Cyan's standard, which is a very nice standard to have, and I probably should follow it with my own stuff. Okay, we have finished one marble hit emitter. We're gonna go to the next emitter, and we're gonna do marble 1, marble 2, marble 3, marble 4, marble 5, marble 6. Woohoo! Marble 1, marble 2, marble 3, marble 4. So this is what I mean about doing things consistently. You see how I screwed that up? Marble 3. Marble 4. Marble 5. Marble 6. Make sure we're at the bottom. Marble 1. Marble 2. This is what I was saying about monotony. Marble 3. When you get into the monotonous, repetitive, you're going to make mistakes. And if you listen to any of Adam Savage's tested videos where he talks about monotony, where he says getting comfortable with doing a pattern is where you're going to make mistakes because your mind is wandering and loose, and you have to be paying specific attention to what you are doing. 6. Okay. Now we're at the roll emitter, where there's only 3, which is exactly what we saw in the SFX file folder. Any questions so far? Any questions? Comments, concerns, remarks? Anything going once, going twice. Waiting for the stream lag to catch up. Okay. Marble roll loop. Now you're noticing that it's not that the SFX file says loop for these, but I'm not. But the emitter isn't set to roll it as a loop. The reason for that is because obviously the physics calculation is going to determine how long the sound loops for as the object is moving. Any comments? Any questions? Don't be shy. Raise your hands. Marble roll 3. Boop. Roll 1. Roll 2. Roll 3. Lol1. Lol2. Lol3. Lol1. Lol2. Lol3. Button emit. Okay. Make sure to save. Save, save, save. Always make a lot of saves when you're doing big changes like this. Oh, before I forget, I am taking the moment to just switch over here. We want to make sure all of our pages here are set to Moola only. That will help. We're going to set these to Game GUI. Kirel. That's a name. Okay. So, I'm going to come along. Pod concept revisit. I'm going to go to my Kirel folder. I'm going to open up the .age file. Yeah, it looks like I suffered a thing here. Copy. Day start time. It should not be 7716. It needs to be that 226474, because that's what's in the .age file. Or is it? Is that what's correct? In fact, I'm going to verify this by going to my, I'm going to go to my current content, compiled, age, neighborhood, age, edit with Notepad. Is that the right number? No, it was not, which means that Kirel, all this time, has been suffering from the exact same bug that we've been suffering from elsewhere, and its day-nighttime cycle has been completely offset from the rest of the cavern because Korman, Blender, if you had a 0 at the front of the number, it completely truncated it. Cut it in half for some reason. Anyway, that is now our correct epoch. That is our correct day length. Okay. And, yep, okay. Boop. Okay, so we now have the epoch set correctly. The day length seems to be correct. Yeah. Okay. 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 I believe we have made a good fix there. I'm going to save. Okay. Stream, gurgle, emit. We're looking for NB01. We're looking for stream gurgle loop. You are not exporting. Gurgle. Wall imager loop. Wall imager loop. You're not exporting. Private room. Special music emitter. This means we're going to NB01 again. Try moving the slider. And we're looking for private room loop. Okay. Okay. I think I'm the only one on stream at the moment, so that's fine. I'm just talking to air. I will talk instead to future viewers on YouTube whenever I get around to uploading this to YouTube. Right, so that is now our sound emitter fixed. We now have, look, it's the same left and right nonsense. So we're going to go to the NB01, and we're going to look for private door open close. Private door open close. Private door. 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 Private. Nope, wrong one. Private door. Those are the 5 doors. And now, if I have done every single thing correctly, we're at the end of our emitters. So, we're going to save. And test stage. Will this export correctly? That is the question. Camera racks appropriate keyframes. Okay, we're looking for Kirel, balcony, cam. Where are you? You are... balcony cam region, balcony cam target. Okay, this is where I'm going to go back to, no, I don't want to open Steam. This is where we're going to go back to Mankata Alpha, and we are going to check what the behavior is in Kirel proper, and if the camera moves, we are going to obviously go to the... We are obviously going to go to... we're going to try and recreate that, but I'm assuming, based on the fact that it's a rail camera and it did not import the animation, which a lot of these cameras usually always do. I'm assuming it's supposed to be a fixed camera that tracks the player rather than, or maybe a circle camera? It might be a circle camera. Well, again, we're just going to have to go into the game. We're going to have to verify what the behavior is. And yeah. Yeah, yeah. Actually, I just realized I'm probably going to need to be testing third person. So give me a second. Boop. Oh, 4. played this game way too many times in case you haven't noticed. Okay, so let's see here. Okay, so it's... I was right. This is a circle cam. This is a circle camera. This is following the avatar, but it is orbiting around. Yeah, look, it's following the avatar. It's panning downwards here. Yep, that is a circle cam. No doubts about it. That is just poorly imported. This needs to be a circle camera. The center is cam target. We're going to set that to cam target. Track local player. Okay. We're going to save, and we're going to try this again. Test age. Let's see, will Blender work this time for us, or will it give us another error? Let's see. We got to step 1022 the last time, so where will it stop this time? Oh! Kirel Fountain Rail Camera. Kirel Fountain Rail Camera. I bet you this is another case of it being a circle cam. Camera target. Boop. Okay. I am telling you that is exactly what it is. Cyan set it up as a rail camera, or something is reading it as a rail camera. I don't know, but we're going to test the age again. The fact that it's importing without rail keyframes means that it's reading something incorrectly. Weird room rail camera. Weird room. Where is weird room camera? Oh. It's the game room. Yep. Camera target. We're going to copy that. Okay. And this is going to be a circle camera. I'm going to test it again, and I bet you it's going to give me another error with another rail camera, because that seems to be the thing that it's doing. We got to 11:05. Let's see where it stops this time. It's going past. It's gone past. It's gone past. It's good. It's almost done. It's almost. It's exporting. Woo! You're launching a yeah! We got it! Woo! We sorted out all the issues that were preventing it from launching. Yeah, baby. Woo! That feels good. Oh, yeah! We got it, folks. We got it. We got it. We got it. We got it. We have done it. Okay. Whoa. Got a Viz region fail there. Something's not loaded right, but that's okay. We'll figure it out. We've got static water, no sound effects. Cones are not making sounds. Windows are being weird. At least the water's animated. Okay. We definitely have some textural issues to sort out now, but... Oh yeah, we got some sprite issues too. Oh, hello! Okay, we have some definite Viz region issues going on. Oh yeah, yeah. We've got major Viz region problems. We have major Viz region problems. Imager is not functioning. Otherwise, this room looks pretty good. Oh, we got some green colored there. Okay, we have problems. The age does have its problems. We've got some things we're going to have to sort out. The water looks a little jank. But... Okay, fixed camera isn't... Rail circle camera is not the right camera for that option, so it probably is a rail camera, but it was doing something weird. This, however, seems to be operating mostly in functionality. Boink. Hello, Invisible Eddie. Dunk, dunk, dunk. Oop. Yep, we got more Viz region issues. Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Yep. We has problems. We has some big ol' problems. And yet, out of everything, our fire marbles look perfect! They're not casting light on anything, but they look perfect! Fountain... Seems okay. Okay. Let's start off with... Let's just start off with the obvious and fix the gosh darn... get everything visible at once. Okay. Let's just get everything visible all at the same time before we do anything else. That is my biggest troubleshooting concern at the moment. So, I am going to... What are you? What are you? You are the footstep region. Okay. I'm going to create a cube. Tab. We're going to scale it out. Scale it out. Boom. Okay. This is going to be going to... What is our main PRP? This is... Page, what is page 1? Page 1 is Kirel. Okay. Page 1 is Kirel. Kirel. This is going to be our troubleshooting viz region. This is going to be a soft volume. Going to be a visibility control. And we're going to tell it to not hide drawables. I know that seems like a weird thing to do, but trust me when I say we're going to need it. Okay. Lake surface material, that's probably part of something we're dealing with. Gooey transparent. Don't know what you are just yet. Oh! These are our GUI notes. Let me guess, these are already Ghetto Writers, Ghetto Maintainers. Yep, those are already in their respective PRPs. Okay. Okay. I'm going to select this object here. I'm going to get rid of this turn off outsides. And I'm going to select troubleshooting viz region. Now, I'm going to select everything. And I'm going to select this object again. And now, we are going to copy modifiers to selection. And now, every object that had a viz region modifier on it, including the physics, which don't really need them, but everything is now set to the troubleshooting viz region. Which means viz region region. Okay. We're going to check out our node editor here real quick. And you see all of these regions that we had here. I have a feeling I'm going to have to delete every single one of them. And that is a task and a half. But we will come to that later. For the temporary moment, we're going to save. We're going to test the age again. Now, if everything plays nicely, and my moving of everything works, everything should now be visible at all times. But, and this is a big but, and it is, yeah, that big, very big. If we still have things that are invisible, what that means is that we are going to have to do some surgery on Kirel to remove the existing viz regions. Because I do not trust what has been imported 1 tiny ounce to be working correctly. Especially after 2 import cycles. Meaning, Cyan did an export, Doob's imported it, then did another export, and now I've imported it, and I'm doing another export. So, if things have gone wrong in these viz regions, yeah. Oh. No? Okay, we're in business. Everything is not lit properly, but everything is visible now. Which means that my little trick did the trick. Which means now if I come over here and I zip up here. Ow. Okay. Okay. We currently have everything visible. We are in troubleshooting mode. We are in troubleshooting mode. So, what is the first thing that we need to do? That is a very tricky question for us to answer at the moment. We now have everything visible. We have everything visible that we need to have visible. We have some things that are not being transparent the way they should be. We will deal with that. You know, I always thought that was a raw lock text, but it looks just a texture? Okay. Okay. So. We've been at this 2 hours. We now have Kirel exporting. We have everything visible for troubleshooting. Which means... what? What does it mean? What does it all mean? What do the numbers mean, Trigger? Okay. A lot of you may be thinking, this seems like a good point to break it off. And you know what? I am inclined to agree. We have troubleshooted our way through the sound files and the cameras. And we will get back to the cameras, but we have troubleshooted everything to the point that the age exports, which is the key part. It took me a long while to get to this point with Chiso, like several days of troubleshooting to get me to this point with Chiso. Chiso was fighting me every which way to Sunday to let me do an export. Thankfully, Kirel is much smaller age. It is, frankly, a whole lot less trouble. We have everything wired up as the sounds go. We have avoided any sound issues. We have the cameras temporarily working, sorta, kinda, blah, 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 blah. Okay. I think 2 hours and 8 minutes, make that 2 hours, 9 minutes, is a good place for me to end this. Because it's a nice, safe chunk of an introductory episode to working on Kirel. And I will probably do more Kirel either tomorrow or later this afternoon, maybe? I don't know yet. Let's assume tomorrow. Let's assume I'm going to do it tomorrow. We're going to work more on this tomorrow. But that said, if I do work more on Kirel later today, I will put it on stream. So, either later today or tomorrow, I will work more on Kirel. We will do another stream. And... yeah. Okay. I'm going to call it. Thanks for watching, everyone. And thanks for commenting if you are here live in chat. Yeah. Thank you for watching. And I will see you all next time. Bye.